going somewhere. We're not sure where. Let's see. Let's give it a second. I'm waiting for the encoder to come up. I think I can start playing the music. Setting up your meeting. Directing too. Here we go. Okay. You want to show me, encoder? Here we are. We are here. Okay, let's get this music started. Here we go.
So you want to be a cool kid.
We are streaming.
Hanging with an ink and set. Looking real cool and fine.
Wait for the bridge. Here we go.
So you want to be.
Okay, Serge, sing it. Bop, 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 bop. Here we go. Let's lower the music. Let's stop the music. Let's stop the sound share. And I am Bonnie D. And this is Karen G. And we are more Two Saucy Dames. Karen, how are you?
I am great. Very excited to be here and share our wacky news items and our art and poetry.
You are so kind. You know, I'm so happy with this show I've created. I know a lot of people saying, what's she doing having fun on LinkedIn? Well, YouTube and Facebook were allowed. LinkedIn, I'm not sure, but nobody has said anything negative. I have the original is with Sherry M, and then I do one with Mary N, and then with you. So I have Two Saucy Dames and more and more. And I think it's just more and more. So I'm looking for a couple of more women I can have this kind of chat fun with. So if anybody knows me, you got to know me to be in the mix here, to be in the running. But contact me at bonnieradio@gmail. Let's put that feeler out there, Karen, see who's paying attention. So I have a little poem here, and I changed it, Karen, because I wouldn't want to be accused of using the same poem every week. That would be terrible. My people call it a shanda. That's a shame. So here we go. Let me read this, and then we'll do our quick bios, and we'll get started. We have a lot to do today. So you may know us well, Bonnie D. And Karen G, wave your hand. Seasoned in life, we're free to be she. I said it. Face to face in social media's virtual space, we're content creators sharing our grace. Now on We Dish, we're here to, you're liking this, aren't you? Now on We Dish, we're here to play, lighting up the cybersphere in our own saucy way. Riffing, it's a new word, about culture, music, food for a start, wacky headlines, poetry, and our own original art. No politics here, just pure joy and delight. Join us live or on demand. Find us any time of day or night. We may be sleeping, but you can find us. So tune in, enjoy as we smile and connect. On We Dish, we bring fun you might never expect. Bonnie D and Karen G. Today's two saucy dames. Together we'll dish on life's many games. What'd you think?
I love it. Wow.
I changed
Just
all the
amazing.
rhyme words. I know. I'm getting in the flow. I don't need any outside help with the poem anymore. So I think we know that. I took
It's
the
just your
myth to that.
superpower, Bonnie.
It's my superpower. So let's do a quick bio, Karen, and then I'll do mine, and then we'll get started. Go ahead.
I'm the mother of two adult daughters. I'm a wife of almost 30 years, an author, an artist, a poet, an educator for nearly 30 years as well. A parent family coach, letting go with aloha. My brain builders tutoring business is 25 years this month.
Who do you tutor? Who do you tutor? Who are your clients?
I tutor ages 5 through 16, and it's amazing how it's like tutoring plus mental fitness. Little PQ, which Bonnie knows is like the whole mental fitness,
Positive
like really
intelligence,
dealing,
right?
dealing with the stress and the fears that we have.
What subjects do you tutor?
I tutor reading, writing, math. I tutor test prep, study skills, and just mainly like focusing and dealing with the struggles and the fears of academics. It is real. The burnout, Bonnie shared with me the burnout from parents and kids.
Yes.
It's affecting all of us.
Yes, it's making headlines right now, Karen. I sent you an article about that. It's considered its own endemic. I don't know whether it's an endemic. It's not a pandemic. It's just a big deal because parents are getting burned out.
It's globally. Yeah, which is why my mission, I think, is to revolutionize parenting globally so we can break this cycle, whether it's anxious parenting, stressful parenting. It's just the overwhelm can cause just chaos within our minds,
May I say that I read your book?
Oh,
sent me the book. Your book is delightful, insightful. It is well done. You have snippets of of art and comments from both of your lovely daughters, but you give tips on parenting that doesn't have to be always the responsible one in charge all the time, 24 hours, 7 hours a day, 99 months a year, where we have to take fault for everything. And I have a poem I'm going to read about that today. But
Ooh.
it's enlightening, Karen. I was delighted. It's 63 pages. It's not going to take 15 weeks and it's not a big course, but you packed it with so many good ideas. And I know you wrote it in 2020. I'm hoping you will update it for 2024 and release second edition. I would love to see that. Any chance, Karen?
I'm thinking about it. I'm really, when you said that, I thought I've been thinking about it, but now that you've verbalized it, I think
To the
I
world?
just may do it. Yeah, to the
To
world.
all 53 of our viewers for this show. Yes. Okay, you 53, you hold Karen responsible for that. I'm sorry. I love the book though. I love the approach. I like the
Thanks for
short chapters.
sharing.
Well, thank you for sending me a link to a copy. And I know that you released a free download opportunity last Monday, and I sent it to some people who really enjoyed
Oh,
doing
thank
that.
you. Can I say the title?
Sure, go ahead, say it again.
Mama's Gotta Let Go. How to let go without losing your sanity. I don't promise you to keep your sanity, but I think the tips I've been told help parents and non-parents. It's just one of
Okay.
those overall. Thank you.
Well, thank you for sending, and I kept it open in a tab on my browser so I can refer to it. And by the way, Karen, you have one mistake in your marketing. It's not just for moms, it's for anybody, specifically modern women. And I think a lot of men would appreciate it too, about letting go of all this angst of being responsible for everything. So I think your book has a wider market, a wider target, and a wider audience that will benefit, who will benefit from it. So that's my contribution
Thank
to your
you.
marketing.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Much bigger. Okay, I'm Bonnie D. I talk a lot. I'm paid to talk. I used to be. Now I do it. Never mind. Live radio creator, producer, host, storyteller, playwright. I'm going to add friend. I have Fred to my bio. Artist, drummer, poet, creator of the 3 minute soundbite thought leadership roundtable for companies all over the world. Yes, I create live streaming shows. I don't do podcasts. We don't pre-record and edit and scrub. This is what I call a free fall. It is what it is. C'est ça, as the French say. I'm an early woman in tech. We won't go over that again. Former stand up, and I just try to be funny sitting down now. And today is already the 30th of August. That's not possible, Karen. It's not possible that it's the last day of August. Oh, it's the next to last day. Is it possible that we're done almost officially with summer? Did it go by like that for you?
Yes. It went by. I thought summer would be, I think everyone agrees with that. It's like, wait, what happened? Summer's
Yeah,
gone. What happened?
it's gone. Okay, today instead of topics like where would you go if you got a free plane ticket or what would you serve if somebody's coming for dinner, we're going to share this is all original. We're going to share poems that we've written. We're going to share artwork, and then we're going to share wacky headlines we have selected, curated. These are curated headlines. So Karen, why don't we do one poem from you, one from me, and let's go back and forth and you start, okay?
Sounds good. Mine is called, of course, Parenting Journey. You ready?
I'm ready.
Sometimes there's unexpected drama. Knots form and create painful trauma. Though it can feel quite unbearable, giving up is unacceptable. A parent's journey is never smooth, especially when raising a youth. Children teach us valuable lessons. They test our patience with hard questions. Despite the endless challenges, feeling emotional damages, unconditional love is a must. We must learn to let go and trust. The more we will control and demand, we'll drown ourselves in scary quicksand. What's the secret to parenting with peace? Take deep breaths, pause, trust, and release. Release the shoulds our brain hangs onto for the fears we believe are untrue. Children just need love and acceptance. They crave freedom and independence. Let's surrender our worries and fears. Life's too short and childhood disappears. Bonnie?
I can't speak. That summarized your whole book. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Not much makes me stop talking, Karen.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Are you frozen?
Oh no, I'm here. I'm frozen in time, but I'm not frozen on the screen. Thank you. That was beautiful. Really, really beautiful.
Wow, thanks. It was just
Lovely.
like
It just
a
poured out
mesh
of
of
you.
words, just like, yeah, it came out. So,
Okay, I'm going to do a serious one here. I belong to a poetry group at Writer's Digest. Many of you may have heard me talk about it. And every Wednesday we get a prompt. And I am one of probably 20, 30, 40 poets and quotes around those of different styles, different genres. There are over 125, 155 formats of poetry, and we all have the ones we like to do. I like to do limericks. I like to do triple haikus with the beats of 5 7 5, 5 syllables, 7 and 5, and a triple would be 3 stanzas. And I like to do acrostics, which is the name of the prompt with the letters going down. So I'm going to do one. Last week, the prompt was write a responsible poem. And we get these prompts about 5:30, 6 in the morning from Robert Lee Brewer, a senior editor at Writer's Digest. And then it's up to us to write our poems and post them, and we give thumbs up and we make comments to each other. It's a lovely community. So here we go. And just down the word responsible, responsible. Here we go. So you'll have to, I'll emphasize the first word of each line. Responsibility often equates to signing up for permission to blame me over anything that goes wrong, never what goes right, because successes earn team credit. Interesting concept. Bracing for that stopped buck, leading bravely, enduring grief with grit.
wow.
Like that?
Yeah, I'm just digesting it right now. That's a lot. I mean, it's a very insightful like exploration into responsibility.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, you do the next one.
Okay. So this one is Traffic of Thoughts. I had the title percolating the past few weeks, and then it just like toppled out of my mind. So this is what happens. I'm sorry, I can't even talk. Traffic of thoughts flood my mind. I wonder if I'll be fine. What is the purpose of life? An emotional sharp knife? Words filled with so much anger, emotions feel like a blur. The secret to feeling peace? Just accept, then just release. Hanging on to dysfunction, we must learn to take action. It's a choice to believe thoughts. Be careful of tight knots, knots of negativity. Limited beliefs will grow. It's up to you to shout no. Stop the traffic of thoughts. Protect your brain from those thoughts. Inner peace is always near. Your thoughts will become clear. Stress will no longer exist. You'll be able to resist. Just be in the here and now. Never question why or how.
I love it. We're getting deep, deep today. Really
We
deep. I'm
are.
going to read two funny ones, okay?
Okay.
So the first one is another acrostic, and the poem prompt that day, a couple weeks ago, as every Wednesday, was write a blank like blank poem. So it could be quiet as a mouse, it could be happy as a clam, anything. So I wrote an acrostic. Remember, the letters are going down
Yes, yes.
of blank like blank are the letters of this poem, and it's absolutely silly. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Believe in love always. But never kiss a leprechaun in a kayak. Every boat's like a nervous kangaroo. I have no idea why.
I love that.
It just
Oh my
poured. I
gosh.
needed a K, so I picked kangaroo. And here's one. I write a limerick every week, and they all start with the same two lines because I'm known as akaRadioRed on the poetry site. So this one is interesting. The prompt was write a beach poem. Okay. There once was a poetess named Red. On this Wednesday, because we write on Wednesday, before all's done and said, packed up her bikini ages ago. To the beach she'll never more show. Boys, go ogle someone else instead.
Oh my gosh, I love it. We needed this
we,
laugh.
we,
And I'm
we
sure
needed to laugh.
everyone listening to this, we
What?
need more laughter in our
Well, I
lives.
used to look good in a bikini, but we don't talk about that anymore. Or shorts. Okay. Do you have any more poems?
Not right now.
All
I
right.
think
Can I share one about my mom? May I?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, this was also a summer poem, not a beach poem, but you know what? Maybe it was the week of the beach. So I'm calling this one, it's an acrostic, Private Beach. Okay, dedicated to my
Okay.
mom, Ruth. Here we go. Pool in yard, replaced inconvenient beach, very agreeably. Thus, her extensive bathing suit collection enabled many daily swims, allowing cooling off at her wish and whim.
Wow. That is
We
amazing. It just comes up in your mind when you
It
just think of
just
the.
comes up. I put the letters down, Privatebeach, and we had at our summer house. We had a house on Long Island. My dad was a doctor in Jamaica, Queens, and we needed a getaway for him and for the family. So they bought a house on a canal, and not fancy schmancy, just a house in a regular neighborhood. But we put an above ground pool, one of those 5 foot deep plastic pools in the
Ooh.
backyard.
Yes, yes.
And my mother shopped all the bathing suit sales on Long Island, and she had about 2 dozen bathing suits. And she would go take a dip. I was in camp. My sister was in camp. Dad was at the office, and she was alone. And she would go take a dip around 10 in the morning. And then she'd hang that suit out to dry. And then around 1 in the afternoon, she'd go back. And before she made dinner, she'd go back at around 5. So she was swimming three times a day, and it was better than having to get in the car and go to a beach. So that's why I called it Private Beach. And I
Wow.
dedicated it to mom. So let's move on with our artwork now. I hope
Our
anybody who's watching or
artwork.
listening, and I know Des will probably see this, and I know that Sandy will probably see this, and Mahay will probably see this.
Okay.
So I hope so. We're dedicating this to our 3 friends we know. I've
Aw.
met them all. Okay, so why don't you do some of your artwork, and I'll get mine ready.
Okay, so this one was inspired by a goat yoga class I took in Maui. Goat
Okay.
yoga. So you're in
Yep.
places, there's all these goats around, and I came home and I decided to
There
do
we go.
a
Oh,
so there's a baby goat. And it's funny, it's almost like when you're doing the yoga, you feel like rejected if the goat doesn't go on you. You know, you look around like, why are they going? And we little Cheerios, and the warning was, do not let the goats eat the plastic bag that the Cheerios were in.
oh
But
my
it,
goodness, that's
great experience.
beautiful.
I just found out they have a goat yoga on Oahu where I live.
Beautiful. And what
Not a
did
lot
was that watercolors? That's not acrylic, is it?
watercolor, yeah, watercolor. Then I used a pen to just draw, and then I did, yeah, little mini watercolors inside, just like a
Beautiful.
random mixture.
And as I
Thanks.
look at it, hold it up again, Karen. As I look at it, I can't decide whether the person is facing to the left or to the right. I see it being ambiguous. The person on the bottom,
Oh, I
I
never
see,
thought of that.
look at
Yeah,
the
because this,
long arm
yeah,
on your left, where your left hand is. That could be the arms reaching out and the head, the face is on the floor, and then the legs are curled, and maybe that's how you intended it. And
that's
then
what I, yeah, that's what I intended,
if
but
you
I
look
just
the
saw what
other
you
way,
saw.
there's a person inside of the rest of it. There's a person, there's a
Oh
face
my
in
gosh, I
there.
just see it right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things. Do you see the old lady or the
Yep. Yep.
you want
We know that one.
wow.
Go do the rest of your art and then I'll do mine.
Okay, so this one,
Ooh,
yeah, black canvas, and I don't know, this took like a few minutes, and I wasn't sure about it, but I just found it. I think
acrylic,
this was back in all acrylic,
metallic gold or white or just
metallic.
plain. Yep.
But you know what? I think yeah, and then white.
Used a
So th
brush, or
I
or a
used
pen.
a brush. I used a brush.
That's
It's
lovely.
very yeah, I don't know what inspired me to do this, but because I'm doing a lot of like mental, like like what's going on in our heads,
What do you call
probably like
that?
swirls. I think it's swirling thoughts. I don't know. Yeah, because it's we're all our like even when you mentioned what the thoughts that we're in,
Hmm.
that swirl in your head, and sometimes they bring you anxiety, sometimes they bring you peace, but it's always a swirl.
I would call it the crammed brain, the crammed mind, because I see them as
Ooh.
rams with the rams,
Oh my
the horns. That's
gosh.
what I see. I see them as rams, or even goats. You were talking about goats before,
Yeah.
or a Rorschach, but it's not a Rorschach because the eye is on the same side. Isn't that
Ooh,
interesting?
I'm gonna write that down.
Well, you'll get the
That is
recording for
amazing.
this. You like that?
Yeah, I love
Okay,
it.
good. And show us
Last
your
one.
beautiful. Yes.
I was thinking just of yeah. Not that I look at it, I guess from my perspective, it looks kind of strange. I actually
No.
see a nose here. Now that you're making
Hmm.
me, but I think I just want it.
You're
She
so
has
funny.
a halo, like the white, the ring light. But it truly was just like just the galaxy and just I don't even know.
Beautiful.
Do you think of a name for this? I don't know. It's
Um,
just
Sweet dreams.
oh,
I
You
like
come up
that.
with such amazing.
No,
Okay,
I
well,
don't.
let's see
All right, I'm
yours.
going to share my second desktop. Let's see if this will work. And here we go. Can you see the files here? So this
Yes, yes,
one
yes.
is, some of this is photography. Now, of course, it always goes over to the other screen. Some of this is photography. This is a bird in the one of the bird baths in my yard, and I caught him in action.
Ooh.
This is unedited, and this is just done with an iPhone from my window looking out on the lawn. I thought that
That
was
glass? That's like a little
it's
glass.
it's blue glass. It's a blue glass basin.
Whoa.
Isn't that something? And the exterminators made me take the water out of it because they say it's a magnet for mosquitoes in the summer. So it may be that might be just a little bit of rainwater in it, just natural rainwater. I thought that was interesting. And let me go do another one here.
Wow, it's
This is this
beautiful.
is one of, and they all come over to this side, and I got to move them back. Okay, this is I call this space cars or cars in the sky, and this was a paint pouring of acrylic on a black canvas. I think it's 12 by 20, so it's long. And I poured the bottom, and then I used the balloon to do some of the silvery flowers or whatever they are. And then I put the planets in the middle, and the top just flowed, Karen, into looks like cars. I see three cars lined
Yes, I
up.
see the cars too.
See the cars? And that was just a paint pour. That was not edited. That was not on purpose.
Wow. Is that
So,
the sun kiss? I mean the balloon kisses on the bottom, in the middle, the little
yes,
circles?
yes, yes. The circles of the balloon kisses there. Yes. And I thought those were
Wow.
planets. I thought those were interesting. And then I have, let me see, I've got another one for you here. Another red bird, and of course they come over to the screen. This is a close-up on my office window right here. I This bird
Whoa.
was sitting on my windowsill, walking back and forth just outside my window, and you see a little bit of the slightly turning maple tree outside my window. And I
Yeah.
couldn't believe the texture. Look at the feathers. Look at the lines
I was
here.
gonna
This
say
is
I've never seen it such just so up close and I love
This
it.
is
Yeah, like
not
the
Photoshop. I
textures.
just want everybody to know this is just a picture on my iPhone close up through the window.
That is
Is
amazing.
that something? Sometimes just the nature of it all. Let me see what I've got here.
Yeah.
This is a picture that I did edit in Photoshop. I put a filter on this. Is this my wild zinnia garden on the side of the house? The
Wow.
zinnia seeds came from a neighbor across the street and they populated the side of my house. I have no idea why. There's a trellis there, and in between them are tomato plants, which we call volunteers. They came up from last year's tomatoes. I didn't plant any of this, and it's now about 5 to 6 feet tall. Every color. Look
Wow.
at those are all zinnias, and I didn't do it. I just woke up one day and went outside and said,
Nature
"Oh,
did it.
I've got a garden.
Wow.
I've got a garden." And I put a filter on it in Photoshop just to have it a little more.
Miracles do exist.
I know
That's
they do. And let's see if I
amazing.
have one more for you. I want to know if you can tell what this is. Don't look at the title. Can you tell what this
You
is?
know me.
Can you tell what it is?
A ball of yarn?
It's spaghetti.
You
It's a
know
pot
what?
of
I first thought, no, it can't be spaghetti.
it's spaghetti.
But it's amazing. You see that like the noodles, but how in the world did you turn
I put the
spaghetti into,
I put the spaghetti in the pot, the photo into Photoshop, and I expanded it so it was outside the frame. And then I went and applied filters and color adjustments until I got this. It's like a
that
big
is
face. Do you see a
amazing.
face in there? Do you see eyes and nose? Look on the
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
There's a face in there. There's somebody inside the spaghetti. I'm pretty sure.
Smiling. Yeah,
Smiling.
wow.
Yep. Thank you for watching those. I collected a bunch. I had a few more, but I want to move on to our wacky
Our
headlines.
wacky
Our
news.
wacky news. So you go first. Let
My
me get rid
this,
of sharing here. Why am I still on? Oh, I've got you on speaker view here. Okay, there we go. Gallery. All right, we're back. And I'm going to
this is
set
one of
up for the closing
new
music.
favorite my new favorite hobby is to now
Yes.
look through. And remember before last week, I think I had new news. This
Uh-huh.
I'm going back to. So this the first one is 1923 in
Okay.
Albany, New York. I can't
Yes.
imagine the miracle of this. So Hector Sinclair from Kansas rushed into a secondhand bookstore. He
Yes.
heard that a vendor possessed a copy of a work he had been searching for over 50 years.
What?
Over 5 decades, he wanted to find the writings of this Jewish historian, Josephus. So he paid, listen to this, $2.50, right? He opened the he opened the book and saw
No.
his own name recognized in his own, and is a book that he had lost in 1872. He found it in 1923, and it says he found it in the flyleaf, and I had to like look up what flyleaf was, and it's the empty pages, right? Either in the beginning or end. But what are the chances?
They're not. There are no chances. Smaller than the lottery.
Yes, exactly. So I thought this is definitely wacky. The other one, yeah, this is really, really wacky. I can't imagine even dreaming of doing this for a champion. You know, people want to do the Guinness Book of World Records. This was in 1929 in Ocean Park, California. His name was Porky Jacobs. He sat in an anchored floating barrel and stuck out his bearded face after more than 100 hours. He called himself the world's sit in floating barrel champion.
I bet nobody challenged him on that one. Oh,
I don't think so.
oh my God.
Is that
Oh,
crazy?
beyond crazy. What did he do for 100 hours in the barrel? Did he have food in there? Was he strumming? I don't want to ask any more questions, but
I
did it
know
say what he
it
did?
was it was very vague. It just stuck out his bearded face. But when you think about it, yeah, maybe someone did
Come
feed
on, he
him.
had to do something in
He had to
100
do
hours. You
something.
know how
Yeah, I
many
guess he
days that
used the
is?
bathroom. Yeah, he used
I
the
was going
bathroom
to
a lot
say
in there.
that's four days is 96
Or
hours,
it said
right?
to wear diapers and change them. Okay, so
I
this
I
one,
wasn't going to get into that, but if you insist, go ahead, Karen.
1937 in Los Angeles. This is going to make you go, wait, how did this happen? The State Bureau of Furniture and Bedding Inspection was summoned by a man suffering from insomnia, right? Complaining about his newly restuffed mattress. Keyword restuffed. I don't know how he found this mattress, but inspectors ripped it open. You know what they found?
What?
A 5 pound slab of concrete and it said 4 old suits of underwear. So 4 old, maybe packs of underwear. But
Yes.
what made someone put a 5 pound slab of concrete in and said, I think I'm going to just restuff this mattress. And I think I'll add these 4 old packs of underwear.
Wasn't it heavy? 5 pounds in a mattress
Yeah,
wasn't too
and you would think, like, how long did this
and
man wait
hard.
from suffering from insomnia and say, you know what, I think I should call someone about this restuffed mattress. But who knew
Someone.
that the State Bureau of Furniture and Bedding Inspection back in 1937? Can you imagine? We have a call. We must have you inspect this restuffed mattress. What? Oh, no wonder you have insomnia. There's 5 pounds of concrete
I
and
thought you
four.
were going to say there was a goat in there or a couple of goldfish swimming around. I thought it would
He
be
randomly
lies.
added 4 old packs of underwear,
Isn't
concrete and underwear.
isn't that the group that puts the tags that say do not remove the tag under penalty of? And we're all afraid to remove the tags on our pillows and our
Yes, yes,
mattresses. And
yes.
yeah, I know, I know. Those are great. You ready for mine?
I can't wait.
Oh, these are fun. This is the U.S. Open is in Flushing, Queens right now, and people wonder how do the tennis stars, the players at all levels, how do they keep their tennis rackets in good shape? Well, the answer is there is a stringing team of 22 workers who work in two different places at Arthur Ashe Stadium and above the Wilson Tennis Store at near Louis Armstrong Stadium, and they string 7,000 rackets during the entire tournament. There's a global tour manager for Wilson Sports who gave an interview. He says, long hours, demanding clients, you cannot make any mistakes. It's physically and mentally difficult. The stringers on the team come from all over the world, and one they interviewed is named Julian, Julien Klein, 41, and he was born and raised in Flushing, Queens, lives on Long Island now. He has to explain to his friends what in the world he does. And he says, a chef is more than just cooking. A caddy for golf is more than someone just handling clubs. So players want their rackets restrung because why, you're asking, Karen? Because the tension in the racket and the strings changes over time, or because they're playing for 6 hours a day. And I know that's a lot of stress on the strings. So Some players want their rackets restrung the morning of the match, minutes before the match begins. Talk about the physical stress. Others want knots tied a certain way or placed in a certain location on the racket. Over time, players build relationships with stringers. Andre Agassi had the same stringer for 15 years. What do you think about that? Interesting?
Wow.
That's headline number one. Here's a headline. Do you knit, Karen? Do you do any knitting?
My mom tried to teach me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want you to know that in 1915, Americans were knitting during the New York Philharmonic, and they issued a statement in the program saying, please don't knit during the live performance. Do you want to know why? You ready?
Why?
The clacking of the needles was distracting the performers and the audience. A program dated February 7th, 1915, said the directors respectfully request that knitting, in parentheses, which interferes with the artistic enjoyment of the music, be omitted. This was during supporting the fighters, the army in World War I, and people were supposed to knit everything. They're supposed to knit warm clothes to send to the troops. People were knitting on buses, in courtrooms, and at Carnegie Hall, which is where the Philharmonic.
Wow.
So you have to stop your knitting. Here's the big one that I want. I've got another one here. Okay, I think we'll skip for this time. The most popular baby names every year of the last century. If we have time, I'll do that. But the one I wanted to read is called "Teen Girls Are Spending Big."
Oh.
And she tells them what to buy. So you're asking, Karen, who is she? Her name is Demetra or Demetra, Demetrads, Dias. She's a 17-year-old, and brands are betting their future on her. Let me read it. She takes exams. She goes to gymnastics. She spends weekends with her boyfriend. She's cute and she's petite, and she is somebody millions of tweens and teens want to be just like her. And somebody wrote, girl, everything you wear is perfect. Somebody wrote this on a post. You are literally like the sweetest person ever, ILY. What's ILY? In life, something or other. Okay, so.
And I love you.
I love you. I love you. I'm sorry about that. You're literally like the sweetest person ever. I love you. Okay, so Demetra has been on TikTok for years, but August 2023, last year, and you have to tell your girls about this. She started posting fashion videos. She had a second account that her friends couldn't see because she wanted to see if she could get traction from strangers. Interesting. Well, when a back to school shopping haul from the store Brandy Melville went viral, a switch flipped and she realized she was onto something. She started contacting companies to say, hey, can I promote your products? I'm a fashion influencer now. Addicted, Addicted, Edikted, a fast fashion brand popular on TikTok, sent her free clothes. In September, she got her first paid deal through a message on Instagram. The app Be Real offered her $190 just to mention them once. It gets better. Now, almost every week, a half a dozen or more boxes arrive at her home in northern New Jersey. Pajamas, hairsprays, perfume, sneakers, tank tops, hoodies. And they hope she will promote the products. They hope. They don't know. She has done sponsored TikToks for, ready for this, Steve Madden, White Fox, Princess Polly, PacSun, and Hollister. Are you ready for this now? Her going rate for a post. Are you sitting down, Karen?
Oh my gosh.
$20,000. She's 17 years old and she lives in New
I was going to
Jersey.
ask how old she is.
17 years old. You have to tell your daughters. Demetra, Demetrads, Dias. Yes, $20,000 to mention a product, and she's getting free everything.
Oh
That's an
my gosh. Isn't that
entrepreneur.
insane? That is an entrepreneur.
That's an
Can you imagine
entrepreneur.
what she's going to be doing in like 10 years? I mean,
They didn't say, well, she'll probably
gracious.
own a brand or have her own brand. They didn't say how many
Definitely.
millions of people. They said millions want to be her, but I'm assuming she has millions of followers. So I have to
Yeah,
find out
yeah, yeah.
her birthday because I celebrate the birthdays of social stars like this on my Monday night radio show. So, Karen, you want to wrap up?
Yeah.
What are you doing this week? It's so nice to spend Friday afternoons with you. What are you doing this weekend?
Yes.
Anything special?
Well, tonight I am going to a K-pop event with my 22-year-old. Yeah, so it's a huge, huge thing. I'm thinking I might not be the oldest one there. Last time we went, there was someone, they're like grandpa people. Maybe the grandpas are taking their granddaughters, but
Careful
that's what
there.
I'll be doing.
And K-pop, what is a K-pop party? What happens there?
They play the K-pop records. They have huge, like on like the size of the wall, like all the videos. But at first you think, why are people paying so much to just basically, right? You're not seeing anyone live, but I think it's just a social interaction
Mm-hmm.
because there was so much fun. And I'm thinking in our day, if people told, can you imagine we're just gonna see Journey? They're not gonna be there. We're just gonna see them like hear
Yeah,
their music and just see their videos. You'd be like, what? But now
it's
it's
the
the
rage.
thing to do. Yeah, it's
I
great.
went to
So,
see a movie of a Beatles concert once when we were in the
oh,
middle of Beatlemania, and I remember being in a theater with a huge screen in the middle,
yes.
and there were hundreds of us, and it was a movie of a Beatles concert that obviously we didn't get to go to, and it was just that was when we all had mad crushes on Paul McCartney, and he was in
Yeah.
love with, who was it, Linda with his first
Linda.
wife. Yeah, and we hated her. Oh, Jane Asher. He had a thing for Jane Asher. Yes.
Oh.
I know, I know. Well, I've got family coming this weekend, and it's fun because they've been away
Oh.
touring Canada for over a month, and they're bringing my grandpuppies to see me, and I can't wait for Amos
Oh.
and Jake to come in the door, and Amos will look at me and say, "Hi, Grandma, how are you?" And he'll run into the bed and see what's on the bed, and Jake will go circle and go look out the windows to see if there's any cars driving by. He's the navigator. He's the lookout dog.
Oh.
And then
Gonna
they'll
send
realize I'm
photos.
there, and then they'll come and play with me. So, Karen, we
Enjoy.
we dish more two saucy dames. Will I see you next Friday? I think I'm free next Friday. We'll look at our calendars.
Yes,
So,
yes. Look at our calendars.
so let's say goodbye. Let me put the music on again. I have this already set up. See, I'm getting so efficient at this. Putting on the music, and here we go. Let me stop my audio. There we go. Here we go. Okay, and it should be playing. And my computer sound, and it's not playing for some reason, and I don't know why. Darn, computer sound is up. Let me.
There you
Oh,
go.
I'm sorry. All these buttons to push. That's Serge Hoffman with two N's on the end. He wrote the music and does the singing, and I wrote the lyrics. So you want to be. Here we go. Bop, 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 bop. We're not lonely girls. We're Bonnie and Karen, and we're happy to see all of you.